our Devoted to the Dirty Details podcast today. And this is our second one.
Yes.
So welcome Columbus and Columbus engaged couples. I'm here today with Tammy, who has been with our company for like 8 years.
Yeah.
And Michelle, who's been with our company for 3, and she is our wedding master and handles all of our awesome weddings. And we really do all things wedding here. So
Who are you?
I guess I'm the owner.
What's your name?
I'm Jamie. I am the CEO of Devoted Columbus. I had a wedding planning company, I don't know, 19 years ago called Devoted to Details, which is why we decided to name it the Devoted to the Dirty Details podcast. And we just upgraded from PG to PG-13, so just be careful.
And yes, this is only the second episode.
But today we are going to be talking about formal wear, right? So wedding gowns and maybe guys' formal wear, but they do kind of come later. So maybe we'll just talk about the ladies.
Yeah. I think the ladies is a lot to talk about. Yes,
It is.
this is the most traumatic part of my wedding planning experience.
And it's
So,
so important. I mean, of course, everybody's looking at you, and it is the way you look on your wedding day is going to be captured in film and video, and so it's important.
oh, for sure.
Yeah. So, where do we start? We start by maybe you're looking at pictures in magazines, on Pinterest, and you're trying to get your style. You're trying to get what you think you might look good in. And I'm going to say think because, dresses are different. It's a whole different animal. It's not like clothes that you look good in. This is a gown, and most of you haven't worn a gown before.
Right.
And, whether you're like, oh, I want this really tight one, or I want this foofy one, or whatever it is, I'm going to suggest you try on something you would have never tried on before when you get to those appointments, because you might be surprised.
Oh, yeah.
So go in with a really open mind, but let's talk about the first thing you need to do is make appointments, ladies. You can't go in to any dress shop without an appointment.
No, especially now. You can't.
Yeah. Then there's that.
Yeah. I didn't know that when I got my gown. So
Did
this
you
was
show
part of-
up and get kicked out?
Pretty much, yeah. So this was part of my trauma. And okay, so I got married
Trauma.
19 years ago, and I had just moved to Columbus, and I was young. I didn't have any family here. I didn't have any friends. So I didn't really have anybody to ask. And so when we got engaged, I was like, okay, I better go look for some dresses. Let's open the phone book.
What's that?
Yeah. And see what's out here. And I just showed up. And I walked in, and I felt...
And you couldn't even do it back then?
No, I couldn't even do it back then. And I felt stupid everywhere I went, and now I know why, because I didn't realize that I needed an appointment. And it made my experience just really sad. And there were a few people who were like, you can just go shop over there, because they didn't have
All by
time for
yourself.
me. Yeah, by myself. And so that was strike one for my experience, was just kind of just thumbing through dresses. And guess what? This is not like going to Macy's and just thumbing through the racks. It is not.
No.
It's a completely different experience, but that's what I was doing, was just kind of looking through racks. And of course, nothing is in my size. Nothing.
Oh.
No. And 20 years ago, plus size dresses were not a thing at all. You know what I mean? And I'm
That's
considered
horrible.
plus size. P.S. girls, if you're a street size 8, you're a big fat fatty 16 in the dress, in the gown boutiques. Am I right?
So they don't run smaller, like...
You know this.
See, I didn't have that experience.
You
when trying out-
didn't?
No, and I don't know why. I don't know
Well,
why.
first of all, you're perfect. So that's why. You're blonde and blue-eyed. That's why. So anyway, so they didn't have plus sizes, number one. P.S. They've come a long way.
Yes.
There's
There's
such a long way.
It's
There's
a standard.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes. Number two, if I pulled a size 10 or 12 off the rack, oh my gosh.
Could you get in it?
I couldn't even get it off my Yeah, you know how those are, you know. It was just horrible. Plus, I didn't have anyone with me, so I didn't have anyone
feel good.
to help me zip it up, to look. No, it was just a bad experience.
No.
So I ended up at a little boutique called the Alan Ray Boutique.
I got my dress there.
Oh my
Oh my god.
And I'm trying on all these dresses that I thought I would like, and lo and behold, the salesperson hands me something that I was like, oh no, absolutely not. Nope, nobody, nope. Put it on to appease her, bought the dress. And that goes back to what you were just saying, is try something new.
Yeah.
So she was looking at me thinking, oh, you're never going to be able to pull this off. But she was wise enough to hand me something that really complimented me and loved it. And I bought it. So
many of those dress people dress people. They're amazing.
Yes,
I mean,
they know.
They've done this.
Mm-hmm.
They know what you're going to look good in. They know your body type, and they should fit you, perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
I found, I got married in Connecticut, so I wanted the experience of my mom to go shopping with me, but I didn't. I found the dress in Connecticut, but I wanted to get it back here in Columbus because of the alteration part.
Mm-hmm.
So I brought Alan Ray a picture of my dress, and I'm like, this is the dress. You have to get it for me because you're the person I trust. And unfortunately, they're not around anymore. But he got the dress for me, and back then, I got married a little more advanced, further, 23 years ago. I wanted something different. I wanted color in my dress. So I had mocha flower, I don't know. I don't know how it sounds horrible, but it's just really pretty. I had pretty
Mocha pink.
Mocha color, and I just loved it. I wanted it natural because I was an outdoor wedding. But
so did you take your mom with you?
No, well, I did there in Connecticut,
Okay.
but here I had to do it alone because I'm not from Columbus either,
Yeah.
and I was kind of alone. My bridesmaids were from different states as well, so I really didn't have anybody. So when I picked it with my mom, I came here and knew what I wanted. He got it for me, and I could do the alterations in house, and yeah, it was $500.
Wow, that was good.
Yeah.
You don't probably actually kind of expensive.
Oh yeah.
Back then.
Yeah, it probably was.
Thanks.
Now I feel really old.
I actually feel bad that you went alone, and I'm feeling really sorry for myself now that I went alone. And if there are any Columbus brides out there who don't have anybody to go dress shopping with, please call me. I will go with you.
We all.
And I will be honest, because I don't know you. I will tell you if you are sausage backing, if you are, you know what I mean, ladies. Am I right?
Oh yeah, definitely.
How many weddings have you been to where you're like, oh, congratulations, and you hug the bride and you feel the sausage back? And you know what?
Or
their boobs
or
too hot, or your
boobs.
boobs.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's not the way you want to be.
No,
You
no.
know, there are certain dresses that will make you look amazing.
Who took you, Michelle?
So I had my mother-in-law,
Mm-hmm.
and my mom was on FaceTime, whatever you call it, on an Android, and then my bridesmaids, we went. So I was fortunate enough to have people there with me. I don't know if I could have done it without people there. I think I would have made a rash decision.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't that experience it wouldn't have been that experience that I was looking for. So along the wedding planning journey, I was always looking for that feeling. Now, you don't always get it with everything you do, but I was looking for that that feeling that you get, right? So I was fortunate enough to have that. I'm sorry about
Did they give you any flack for having a phone in?
No,
the
I
boutique?
went to two very well known. That's the one thing I wish I would have done. I wish I would have gone to a smaller boutique to look at dresses. I went with two very well known places, and after two, I found my
David's
dress.
and Wendy's.
David's and Wendy's.
Oh, I knew it.
Yeah.
Ding, ding,
Yep,
ding.
and I ended up getting a dress from Wendy's and loved it. I found a dress at David's Bridal, and I thought I liked it, but I gave it some thought, and thank goodness I walked away and gave it a thought. But
I feel like you have to dream about that dress. Like, try them all on, and you might have that favorite one. And if you go back home and you dream about it, maybe that's the right one. I mean, I know girls they'll make the decision right there and then, or mom will start crying and they're like, "This is the one."
Yeah.
So, but It is. It's a lot. Sometimes it's a lot of money, and you just definitely don't want to rush into that decision. And you want to make sure that that's the right one. And if it's one that you keep thinking about, I feel like it's the right one.
Did you call ahead and make appointments at both of those places?
I actually don't remember.
Okay.
I don't
I'm just
remember.
hoping.
I must have figured it out. I don't know how.
Let me ask you, when you went in, did you know how much you were going to spend when you went in, or did you just think, I'll know it when I see it? Because I'm feeling like you should probably already have a budget when you go in, but will you?
So I think with more like well-known brands, well-known doesn't always mean they have the best selection, but with more commercialized brands, they have something for every budget. So it was easy to find something that I thought was affordable. A boutique may not have that. You may walk into a boutique and find a $6,000 dress that you want to walk out with. I didn't have that experience. I don't even remember trying on anything over $1,200.
But
So
it's definitely good to have that budget going in, because if your budget's $2,000 for a dress, you do not want them putting on a $10,000 dress
No, you don't.
on you, and then falling in love and being heartbroken. So definitely don't try on something way out of your budget. If you have a little leeway, maybe reach that, but definitely try to, tell the salesperson, and they're going to want to know. So you might need to have an idea, and if you don't have an idea, this is going to be in your budget breakdown. So what's important to you in that budget, and what's not so important? Where can you save money on certain things? And if the way, if the dress is a little more important, then that's where you want to shove a little bit more money.
One thing that we talked about before is to not go hungry, because those boutiques are not going to let you pull out a granola bar, a snack
that's true.
in there. So whatever you do, make sure you eat before you go, because you cannot eat inside.
No.
Some don't even. So here's some things that I didn't realize early on was some do not allow you to take cameras in there.
That's why I asked about her FaceTiming mom.
Yeah. I mean, so you need to ask these questions, like, am I allowed to take pictures? And so just be aware of that. The other thing is sometimes they will pull tags out, or there will not be a tag, so you will not know who that dress is by, because they don't want you shopping around for that dress to find it somewhere cheaper. So just be aware of that as well.
Wow.
Yeah.
So if I were to walk in with a budget of, say, $2,000, would they laugh at me and go, ha, 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 that's not enough? Like, how much do gowns really cost?
I don't think so. So there's something for every budget.
Okay.
I spent $1,000 on my dress, which was way over what I thought they cost. I thought I was going to lock out like a $500 dress, but it was
For a bunch of cheapies.
Oh yeah, I'm so frugal. Seriously.
Oh no, we're not cheap. Mine was around $500-$600 too, until I tell you about alterations, and we'll get to that in a minute.
So so I thought that was a mid-level dress, but I mean I saw dresses in there for anywhere. I mean, well, let's talk about like trunk sales and resales and sample sales.
We have dresses as low as like $50-$99 on our wedding resale market Facebook page, and those dresses have literally been worn one time.
Yeah.
Some are brand new with tags on.
You're right. We have a whole slew of them down in our basement with tags on right now.
No, we need to get rid of them.
So anybody need a cheap dress? Come see us.
So
Next resale
there's
market.
something in every budget, depending on what you're even brand new. You can find something for $300-$400, but I mean it depends on what you're looking for, right? So
there are definitely, if you are trying to save money, there are a handful of dress companies that are resale, and you can buy lovely dresses that have been worn once.
SGE, Off-White of Dublin,
Off-White, and
Lux Redux.
Yes,
Lux Redo.
So there definitely are some great places.
Yes. So if you go in with a budget of $500, just remember alterations, and I'm saying that out of just experience.
Let's talk about those alterations.
So Alan Ray, I go in, I find this dress, and they make that dress for somebody who's 6 feet tall, just so you know. My dress was
I'm
so
5 feet.
long. Yes, I'm 5'2", 5'3". And so, all right, I already knew there was going to be a little bit that would have to be cut off, no problem. So fast forward to several months down the road, and this fat ass has been working out crazily, just crazy for the wedding. I've been going to California Fitness. Remember California Fitness?
Oh my gosh, yeah.
They don't have them anymore, but that's how long ago I got married. So I got a gym membership to California Fitness, and I was working out every day, and I was doing really well. Well, I go back to Ellen Ray, and guess whose back had widened because I had been doing weights.
Oh.
So even though I had slimmed down in certain areas, my back got wider. He went to, do you know how humiliating that was to have him zip it up and it wouldn't go all the way up? That was sad.
I'm sure. I think that happens
I need
more.
a drink.
She has tears in her eyes right now. Just the trauma.
The trauma. This is something that haunts you, especially when you've been working really hard for something.
Yeah.
And so
You wouldn't even have thought.
And
that.
you know what he said? He said, this happens more than you.
Yep.
I don't know if he was just being nice, but he
was a sweetheart.
he was really nice, and
Yeah.
he reassured me. At least I believed it. I wanted to believe it that this happens to a lot of brides who are losing weight. They actually bulk up.
Yeah.
Which I did. I basically bulked up. So picture a linebacker in a little 5'2" wedding dress, and that was me. So he ended up having to add more material to make it wider, and those alterations were astronomical. So, anyways, long story short, plan for alterations.
Yeah, you should definitely ask your dress company if they do them in-house or if they refer you out, so you kind of know that ahead of time. I mean, it's nice when they kind of do it in-house. It just kind of saves you that extra step of searching for an alteration person, but we can help you with that too.
And your dress doesn't go anywhere, so it stays in that one location and doesn't have to go between.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, absolutely. The other thing, I know this is kind of a side note, but we get the question a lot of, should I get my dress pressed before the wedding day? And a lot of times as planners, we bring steamers on the wedding day, and we steam all the bridesmaids' dresses. We've folded it like origami in their luggage. Really? Anyway, so we steam their dresses and we steam the bride's dress. And there are some companies too that will steam it and hand deliver it, but definitely something to consider that I think brides forget about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's one thing to budget for. And also, how about the accessories?
Oh.
I know for me, my veil was everything. Picture Priscilla Presley. It was huge. It was beautiful. Veil.
Did you
Belts.
buy your veil at the store?
I did.
Like he put
Ellen Ray.
it on
Yes.
you, and you're like, oh, that's it.
Yes. They put they knew the veil I wanted, because I wanted a big honking, because the dress was a little understated, but the veil was like, oh.
Mm-hmm.
So, and blingy, and it was perfect. But but shoes, jewelry,
Shoes, yeah.
veil, all that stuff adds up.
Mhm.
So, ladies, you definitely want to bring the size, the height that you want in shoes to your dress appointment,
Oh yeah.
so that you can kind of gauge what your dress will look like. The other things you want to do for that appointment is maybe bring nude underwear. And a lot of times you can just try on these dresses braless, because many of them have like stuff in them, and you don't want
Chicken cutlets.
you don't want it to take away from the look of the dress. You want to get the whole feeling.
Mm-hmm. That's a good point.
Mhm.
Yes. So where do you get the shoes from? Where did you get your shoes?
I got my shoes from where I bought my dress.
Were they comfortable?
So I went with flats.
Good for you.
Well, my husband's 2 inches shorter than I am.
She had to.
Okay.
Oh.
If he wasn't, would you have gone with flats?
No, I think I would, because I am not a heel person.
Yeah, me neither.
And I didn't want to. I get so uncomfortable in heels normally. I couldn't imagine being in heels, even at the altar, for 20 minutes. So
imagine dancing in heels.
no, I couldn't. By that point, I would have taken them off, but I
Okay.
could have just, I could have just seen myself just tumble down the aisle in heels. So I opted out.
The other thing you have to consider is where you're getting married. I mean,
Yeah.
I had an outdoor wedding in my parents' backyard in Connecticut, so heels would have went right into the grass. So you have to definitely. I mean, you can buy things for your heels for grass. Well, they didn't.
They
have
don't work
those
that
back
great
then.
though. They don't work that great.
Back in my day, we had to aerate the grass in my heels.
But you definitely consider that, and you know you will not be in those shoes all night. It's like kind of for the ceremony and at the reception. And you put out a basket of flip flops and you're good to go.
You know what I love? I love the Converse.
They're cute.
Just the white Converse or the white, what's the other one? Toms. They made a bridal. They have a bridal line now, and they are so cute. And I've had clients wear them throughout through the ceremony.
Smartest brides ever.
So
They're
Smartest
just so
brides
much
ever.
more comfortable.
It's better than not being able to walk after your wedding.
Yeah, or have blisters. Those blisters, you know.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. So
Yeah.
I think that's be comfortable.
Yes.
I mean, really not a whole lot of people see your shoes. However, they're really cute for pictures. Those pre-pictures for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah.
Super cute.
Even if you don't wear them, maybe have them for a couple minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love that.
We probably need to talk about masks.
Yeah.
Ooh. Now to the appointments, or
Well, yeah, that's
Yes.
too. Coordinating
So-
masks to your gown, masks to your appointment.
Yep.
well,
It's
yes.
the time we're in. Actually. We're fabulous. We got some revving up behind us. So masks, there are some great places for some super cute satin and lace and really nice masks that you can have for your pictures for the day of and matching with your man, your woman, whomever you've got. So consider that.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it's a thing.
it is a thing right now.
You know, I did see someone post recently about this beautiful mask that they bought for their wedding coming up, and it had silk inside. You can't breathe through silk. So do think about what type of mask you get, because if you're getting married in the next month or maybe even the next 3 months and you have to buy a mask, be very cognizant of the type of material that you get. You can have beauty on the outside, but you still need to be able to breathe through it because you will be in it for a while.
I'm thinking about makeup all over that mask. Not only on the wedding day, but when you go to try on your dress. First of all, do not wear a lot of makeup on the day you go to your dress.
It's not needed.
No, and you're going to smear it all over all of those dresses, and nobody needs that.
Mm-mm.
But because I put on lipstick today for the first time in a long time, and I put my mask on, and there was my lips, and I'm like, okay, there we go. I haven't even...
I know. How many of us have worn lipstick over the last few months?
Exactly.
Like,
So think of all that makeup that's just going to get smeared by that mask.
Yeah.
Definitely, that's where you have your little 911 makeup kit for reapplies, and especially after pictures. But I mean, you're gonna have pictures without your mask.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
For sure.
Definitely.
Yeah. How about hand sanitizer? Bring that to your appointment.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
for sure.
of everything you're touching. Gosh.
I know. We're sorry.
Yeah.
We just
It's just not it is what it is right now, and
we don't know when it's gonna go away.
No.
So we've got to make the best of it.
Yeah. How far in advance before your wedding do you think you should go get your dress? When in the planning process should you start looking for a dress?
Yeah. I would say like
that 6 to 9 months
Yeah.
before.
Okay.
But then, of course, if you gain weight, lose weight, I mean, it's just part of it.
Yes,
but I think nowadays I feel that these dresses, they almost like pack in fabric in the seams so that they can let them out. It's so strange, like the way that they do it now. But I do think that the dresses have evolved over the last
I'm
few
sure they have.
years.
Yeah.
And the sizing might be a little bit more accurate, if you know what I mean, to your size,
Yes.
your dress
Yes.
size.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, I didn't deal with that. But I do think I do think that they have come with the times. For
They've
that.
evolved. So when this whole COVID thing started, do you guys remember there was like, oh my gosh, my dress might not be shipped in time? Have you guys
Oh,
heard
yeah.
anything about that recently? Like
Nothing
shipping
bad
times?
recently.
No, I think
Mhm.
it's gotten better then.
Mhm.
Okay, good.
Yeah. So I
Okay.
think wherever the dresses, from China or from
Mhm.
Italy, I think some of that has died down. So they're able to get in dresses a little easier, but I would still make sure you have a lead time.
Mhm.
A long
Everything
lead
in
time.
these times, just because of wherever things are coming from, it's important just to do it a little farther in advance.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just think that would be a smart way to go.
Yeah.
The other thing I think we kind of missed a little bit was, I'm going to back up, like,
Okay.
who you bring to that appointment.
Oh yeah, you need to bring the most trusted people who are not going to lie to you and say
Honest.
you're the cutest person ever in that. If I have sausage back,
Tell me.
I
Tell
need
me.
the most
Tell me.
honest person to come and tell me. Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And don't bring too many
No.
people. These are all going to be judges, like almost like, so bring the fewer the better. I mean, they're all opinions. So how many opinions do you want? And I don't, you don't want it to make it more stressful. You want it to be a very happy,
Mhm.
fun occasion. So be careful of who you choose. Choose wisely.
Right.
And I hope, make sure that they're honest.
Michelle told us in our last podcast that her mom surprised her by buying her dress at the appointment, and so
So
I would suggest bringing Michelle's mom
for
for sure to your appointment because
And her number is.
Right.
yes,
Yeah.
because that is a pretty darn good surprise.
That's a great
Yeah.
surprise.
Yeah, for sure. I would definitely do that. So, what about bridesmaids? We do not shop for bridesmaids on the same day as
No.
we're shopping for
No,
brides. Am I
no,
right?
No.
Okay.
Separately, I recommend doing it after you found your dress.
Mhm.
You once you find your dress, if you can narrow down what you want your bridesmaids to wear.
Mhm.
If you go with a sparkly dress, you don't want your bridesmaids to outshine you.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah.
You still have to choose like a theme,
Mhm.
colors and stuff like that. And when I say theme, I don't mean like Star Wars.
The
theme.
circus.
Yeah, or it could just be a more natural. It could be modern. It could be
like what color?
elegant.
What's your color palette generally? I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you should
Yeah.
probably make that clear when you go into your appointment. Hey, we're not here to shop for bridesmaids today because while you're getting dressed, the bridesmaids are going to get bored and start looking around and going, ooh, how about this? How about this? So
Mhm.
another day, another discussion
Yeah.
for sure. Oh, you know what I really love? This is just my suggestion is letting the bridesmaids pick their style.
I love that.
I love
That's
that
what I
too.
do. I love it.
I love you
Yeah.
for that.
Because
I do.
every body, every physical body is
It's
so
different.
different. Like, could you
Yes.
imagine being stuck into like a mermaid dress?
Oh,
Like
no.
at a wedding? Like,
Yeah,
no, me
no.
neither. Like I would look
No.
terrible. And I know it's their day, but I think letting them choose the fabric or choose the
Feel good.
style and the color and let them pick their style. So many
Yes.
people, so many places that do bridal bridesmaids dresses have that dress in like 6 different
I
styles.
love it.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
That's
they're
the smartest
so,
thing
yeah,
ever.
they're so nice. I love whenever I see bridal parties with all these different styles. They're so fun to look at and
Mhm.
just
Even
and they're
colors,
happier.
though.
The
They are.
bridesmaids
You want them to
happier.
be comfortable and happy and
Yeah.
beautiful on your day too. So yeah, let them pick their dress.
And guys, but no matter what dress you choose and how happy they are not going to wear it again. Like, how many
You're
times
right.
do we hear, like, well,
You're
you can wear
right.
it again? They're not
Probably not.
ever.
Probably not.
I
Wear it
wish we
again.
could show pictures of bridesmaids dresses we've been in.
I
Oh my God.
You guys have
we
to
should
have
do a
some
blog.
good.
We should
I
put some.
have some
yeah.
because I have been a bridesmaid 3 times and I never wore those dresses
No.
ever again.
Oh, I need to see these pictures. I
Yeah.
can't wait to see these
Purple
pictures.
satin with these puffy, gigantic sleeves. Oh,
I remember one ugly periwinkle.
just awful.
Ugh. All right.
So, anything else about dresses before we wrap up this episode?
No, I think we covered a lot.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
If we missed something and if you have questions, please do not hesitate to shoot us an email at
Yeah.
info@devotedcolumbus.com.
Yeah.
And we will definitely either answer your question or answer it on air.
And we have our next podcast will be on reception sites, venues, and the things you need to know before you're looking for that big purchase. And when I say big purchase, that is 50% of your budget. So that's a big one. So stay tuned next week for that. Keep in mind Devoted Columbus for a great resource for you guys if you need any money savings. We have coupons on there. We have resale markets. We have the wedding experience. All these things hopefully are coming up this year. So stay tuned for our calendars. And if we can be of any help, we're here for you. We have not only wedding planners, but what we call wedding day assistants. And they are an extra pair of hands on the wedding day. So anything you guys need, we're here. So thank you for tuning into our podcast this week. And we look forward to talking to you guys next week.
Bye.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.